Well, hello everyone. This is Maria Pietroforte, and we're here today to talk about a sensitive subject. Have you been bullied in the workplace? I have, and it was hurtful. It made me question my ability. It made me question whether I should be on that team or if I needed to start looking for a job. Here's a couple things that happened to me, and it was subtle, but it was definitely bullying, and it came from the head of the company. So when you're a senior executive, typically if you're going to be bullied, it's going to be by other people on your peer level or by somebody above you. And what happened to me was that there were subtle things said, a little bit of that jabbing at me all the time. I was the only female, by the way, in an all-male executive staff. And he did things that were mean and were bullying, and I took it because I kept thinking that I could make a difference. And you can't make a difference with someone like that. But there were times where he told me to shut up in front of other people just because I was talking about a subject that he didn't want to talk about with the business. He would make me sit to the back away from all the other executives. They could sit in the front and around him, but I couldn't. He made comments like I worked too fast. I was accomplishing too many things. He described me as a Ferrari going around a track quickly. And the other male executives were more or less a Cadillac. They were good, but they couldn't keep up. So I needed to not be as innovative, not solve problems like I was. I needed to slow down so that they could keep up. That's not normal. That is not normal. So let me give you another example. And this was when I was president of the company. And this came not necessarily from my peers or my boss, but it came from other people in similar roles with different companies. And again, being a female executive, sometimes we get jabbed. We shouldn't, but it happens. And believe it or not, what they were doing to me is telling me that I should not wear a dress or a skirt suit, especially to a large event when we were representing, multiple companies were there. This person told me that I should only wear pantsuits, that I needed to act more like a man. So those are just some of the bullying that I've experienced. Now, I never talked about it. This is actually one of the first times that I've talked publicly about it. So it happens. It happens. I know it. Somebody told me an example, and maybe this has happened to you, but this was one that was more like the Mean Girls or the Pretty Girls Club. This company hired an amazing, top-notch salesperson who worked among other salespeople in a state, and they all had their territories in the state. Well, the other sales reps wouldn't invite this person, who again is really good at her job, because she didn't look like them. The other ones were kind of the pretty girls, the cheerleaders, so to say, and they left her out. That is definitely a form of being bullied. So if you're being treated differently, you're not being included, whether it's with a lunch, everybody else on the team goes, but you're not included in a meeting, maybe happy hour, to go to events, because you're different or they don't think you fit. That is bullying. It's very sad that we do this, especially in a world now where we are really highly aware of diversity and treating everybody the same. But remember, 1 in 4, 25% of your coworkers are being bullied in some fashion or another. Another way that people bully you is, and usually this is a manager or somebody that's usually more senior than you, but it could be somebody in a lateral position that's competing with you, is making you the target of the jokes. I don't get jokes. I'm very literal, so they can go right over my head. So I'm a good target of jokes because I don't even know that they're doing it. But sometimes people will make you the target of a joke. Does this happen to anybody? Do people say, or one particular person, make you feel like you're being used? They're using their power. They're being self-serving, dominant, and trying to get you to do their work when you've got your own work. You're perhaps in the same exact job, but their demeanor, their body language, they could be giving you the eye, they could look down on you, there's ways of looking at people that makes you feel insignificant. They're bullying you into acting the way they want you to act, into behaving the way they want you to behave. Have you ever known of someone who's cheating at work? Maybe cooking the books, maybe stealing other people's leads, that they're saying things about someone that's not actually true. Maybe they're taking all the credit for themselves. That's a bully. That is a self-serving, manipulative bully. They really don't deserve to be in the workplace, in my opinion. They are a cancer that's going to spoil morale as they climb the corporate ladder, taking advantage of anyone that they perceive as being weak or that they know they can manipulate. Sometimes it's naivety that causes it. Have you ever had anybody that gives you the silent treatment, that won't answer your questions when you're asking for direction, that won't comment on your suggestions, that just looks at you with that glare and doesn't say anything? Maybe they're shaking their head no, like I am now. That's a form of bullying. There's so many ways to not do that. But if you are being subjected to that type of behavior, I know it's very, very scary. You don't want to go public, but do it for yourself. Or I know what else will happen. You will be unhappy in work, unhappy at home, missing those promotions that you so well deserve. It usually ends up in either utter unhappiness at work, or you're going to get your resume together and leave. If you decide to seek other employment, please tell your current employer about the bully in your exit interview. It needs to be known. If your company doesn't have a process for bullying, maybe you could partner with HR, and say that you would love to take on a project and assist with bullying in the workplace, that you've had some experience with it. You don't have to say yourself necessarily, but I encourage you to do that, and help the company have a process and a program for how you deal with somebody who's being bullied or the bullier. People that bully oftentimes really have low self-esteem. They are trying to act superior by making you feel inferior. Not fair, but it happens. So if you need any help, you need someone to talk to, start talking. You can talk to me. Share your experience, because you don't know how much that will help someone else. And it's good for your soul. It's not good to push those things down. You've got to start talking about it. I highly encourage you to reach out to someone you feel safe with and that can support you through your journey of getting your self-esteem up, not being bullied, and having a very, very successful career. I'm Maria Pietroforte, and I'm here to help. Please go out today and do something positive for yourself, for others. Doing one positive act can change our world, one act at a time. Have a terrific day. I really do care about y'all. Thanks.